Hey guys, this is chapter 1.10, a problem using density. It's problem 1.68C. This is very similar to this exact problem on mastering, and possibly one of the more difficult or the most difficult problem from the mastering homework. And that's why we're going to go through it. And we're going to be using density in our conversion, in our converting. And this kind of throws students off a little bit. So we're going to go through how to use density in our conversions. Okay, we have a fish tank that holds 35 gallons of water. We want to use the density to determine the number of pounds of water in the fish tank. Okay, so the key here is we've got gallons. This is a volume. This is a volume. If you look under your conversion factor list, we're going from volume, and then it wants us to give our answer in pounds when this is a mass unit. So we're going from a volume unit to a mass unit. Okay, so how in the world can we do this? Because this is not something that we've done previously. Okay, how we're going to have to do this is by using density, because what's the units of density? Exactly, it is mass over volume. Okay, so here is our common relationship. Density gets us from volume to mass. So that's the only way that we can convert from the volume to the mass. Otherwise, we would never get there. We'd stay in a volume quantity, and we'd have no other way to get us to a mass unit. Okay, so if we take what we know, 35 gallons, okay. All right, we want to think about what volume unit do we need to get to. Okay, we need to get to milliliters because that is what density is in. Okay, our relationship here, we've got to get from gallons to milliliters. Okay, so in 1 gallon, we have 4 quarts. Okay, you can use your conversion factor list to see this. And then in 1 quart, there are 946 milliliters. Okay, so perfect. We've gotten from, we're not done, we're about halfway there, but we've gotten from gallons to milliliters because that's our units for density. And now we have to plug in density. Okay, so our density is 1 gram per milliliter. Okay, so see how our milliliters can now cancel. We can just, it's an understood 1 milliliter. Okay, the 1.00 goes on the top. Okay, and then now we're in grams. Okay, so now we're in a mass unit. So we converted from a volume unit to a mass unit by using density. Okay, so keep in mind here, if the density wasn't 1, if it was 1.2 or whatever here it doesn't really, it's 1 over 1, which equals 1. Okay, but it still needs to be put in our equation so that we can see how we get from volume to mass. Okay, so now we've got to go to pounds. So if we look at our conversion sheet, there are 454 grams in 1 pound. And then we can stop. Grams cancel. We're left with pounds. So now we can determine the pounds of water in the fish tank. So if we multiply everything on the top, divide it by everything on the bottom, we get 290 pounds. Okay, and we're asked to put this in 2 significant digits. So the 2 and the 9 are significant, and the 0 is not, because it doesn't have a decimal after it, and so these 2 are our 2 significant digits.